Hi, good afternoon, everyone. It's nice to see your faces here. So the time has come now. We're ready to do our screening. So it's good to see that we got you folks here in attendance. It's awesome that you can make it on a Friday afternoon. I'm John De La Cruz, for those of you who don't know, but I'm looking at the people who are here and you all know me, so I don't know why I'm introducing myself. But I can quickly just introduce two folks that you might not know. One of them is Susan Bloom from CSU Long Beach, and Susan and I collaborated on this event. And then we've got Shannon Pringle, who's the director of the CSU Media Arts Festival down at Long Beach as well, down at the Chancellor's office. And I mean, I've known Shannon for a number of years now, helping out by judging on the Media Arts Festival, and she kindly and excitedly, I hope, agreed to judge the movies that were submitted for this competition. Susan, like me, is another Adobe education leader, and we also met judging at the Media Arts Festival. Susan teaches post-production and film down at Long Beach, and so this is kind of her bread and butter. For me, of course, it's just one of those other skill sets that I like to see my students have. I'll just give you a bit of background into what the project was and how it came about. And it was about a year ago, Adobe and the Chancellor's office got together and created this grant scheme that would enable faculty and faculty across the CSU campuses to participate in projects that would be collaborative, that would help to increase the use of Adobe products across the CSU, to help students to become much more proficient, to help our pedagogies, and to really help to develop digital literacies. Susan submitted on our behalf a grant proposal that was based upon the idea of a creative jam, where we would get students from both campuses to work together on a brief and compete. And rather than following the traditional creative jam path, which tends to focus on Adobe XD, we wanted to do it around film. And so we chose Rush, and then we kind of brainstormed it a bit, and we figured, well, wouldn't it be fun if students had to quickly turn around movies made on their mobile phones? They'd have a week to do it. It wouldn't be like just a 24-hour thing, but come up with an idea, a story, script it, and then shoot on a mobile and edit on a mobile as far as possible using Adobe Premiere Rush, which is considered by some to be a lightweight tool, but really, I mean, it really packs the punch. For a consumer-facing film editing product, it really does hold its own. It's based on the Premiere architecture, and it's a pretty decent piece of kit. So we set about doing it. The aim was to run this project last spring semester, but sadly, what happened once we were ready to go and we'd done lots of promotional material, we promoted heavily across both campuses. We had a surplus of students signed up, and we were ready to go, and COVID hit. And then nobody really knew what the rules were anymore. We weren't on campus. It became an impossibility. And most of the projects that Adobe and the Chancellor's office were sponsoring actually had to come to an end, or to be postponed at least. And so the funding moved on to the fall. We reconvened, decided to run it again, and here we are. So we had to rethink and reimagine a few things as well. You know, we couldn't have student teams. We couldn't have, students that are working together in that traditional way. So we focused on the individual. And we figured it'd be pretty fun to have students working on their own, doing everything themselves, as far as possible. And what could we focus on? The theme remained the same. The theme was based on borders. And I got my brief here, so I'll quickly I won't read it, but I'll give you an idea. And the quote that we have as at the core of the brief is that borders impact our daily lives in many ways, through physical, emotional, intellectual, or even abstract means. Borders are an emotively charged symbol of our time. That's the brief that students were left with. And then there were potential sub-themes that we asked them to consider, but they didn't have to be confined to them. And one of those was COVID, the coronavirus pandemic, because that has become a border in our daily lives. They were asked to consider maybe economics or national borders, bias of any kind, language, gender, nationality, ethnicity. The list could just go on. We wanted students to be creative in their interpretation. Not only were they to interpret that idea of borders in their own way, but then we also asked them to be creative with how they approach the video making. So the video could be a narrative or a documentary, something experimental, perhaps a PSA, or even a music video. You know, it really was totally up to them. We wanted them to also document the process. So including, we wanted them to include lots of their script and any kind of behind the scenes thinking, their brainstorming, as well as their movies. So the final document that they submitted would have been, was a Spark page that detailed their process, their creative process. And they added all of these different bits of thinking into it. And then they submitted the movie as well. We then gave, Susan and I then gave the movies, not the Spark, we did give the links to the Spark pages where we, and the movies as well, over to Shannon and to Karen, let me just see, get the name right, Karen Stellwagen, who's a producer who has worked with Bill Viola and has made documentaries and has got lots of a wealth of experience on the production side of movies and film and so forth. And so between the two of them, they came up with their shortlist. We drew up the winners, and I think that's really all I want to say, because I guess that you guys really want to watch the films, yeah? So I put them all together, and we're going to watch the show reel. The show reel has been randomly organized. So all the films are in there, but they're not in any kind of particular order, okay? So not giving anything away at all. We'll watch the show reel, and then following on from that, Shannon is going to say a few words of feedback and announce the winners in reverse order. Oh, one thing I didn't say was that these movies had to be 2 minutes long. They couldn't really go over that. So they had to wrestle with a big idea and then come up with a 2-minute movie. What I've also got to say is that lots of these students who submitted these films, they're mainly coming from the advertising and the design programs. They're not really filmmakers, they're total newbies, and kudos to them really for trying something new out and really kind of exploring their creativity. So what I'm going to now do is share my screen and find where on earth my thing is. There we go, that's my YouTube. I'm going to play the show reel for you guys. Oh. Before I do that, actually, I'm going to stop my share because I don't think I have put the correct settings in. I need to share my computer sound and optimize it, as I often tell my students, and there I was not doing it myself. Okay. Right, we're good to go. So this should be about 15 minutes, and then we'll reconvene.
So tell me, why'd she do it?
Quite frankly, I have no clue. She had no reason to do it. Pretty feathers and a good spot in the coop. Quite stupid to throw it all away if you ask me.
Why'd she do it?
I'm not sure. She used to joke about it a lot. I think we're all curious about it. But to answer your question, no, I'm really not sure what tipped her over the edge.
Has she tried to contact you? Since yesterday, have you made any attempts to reach her?
Absolutely not. Once anyone crosses over, they're dead to me. Now that you mention it though, her Instagram said she was recently active. Probably just a glitch or something.
Has she tried to contact you?
What do you mean? How would I even be able to do that? Although there was one thing that was sort of strange. Last night I saw some worms on the pavement. I was about to eat them. But I noticed something. It almost looked like they were trying to spell a word.
Do you remember what they were trying to spell?
I'm not sure. They were just wiggling on top of each other. They looked so free and happy. I know it sounds stupid, but I think they were trying to spell my name.
That's all for today. Thank you for your cooperation. Thank you for your cooperation. And remember, ma'am, try to stay away from that road.
Where am I? Well, ma'am. You've declined to state your gender.
Well, actually, I identify as...
I'm here to protect the gender binary. Miss, so beautiful in that dress. Those boobs, those hips, what a waste of a woman.
And while I was assigned female at birth, it has always made me feel uncomfortable in my own skin and depersonalized from my own body. I'm now finally accepting myself. I feel free. But also, I just want to note that my body is not alive for other people's enjoyment.
But biologically speaking, you're always going to be female. XXXY.
Well, actually, biologically speaking, the scientific definition of sex changes dramatically over time. Your gender binary, for example, started around 1700, closely tied to things like eugenics and targeted prejudice in science against minorities. And did you know that biologically speaking, XX and XY are not the only gene combinations people can have? And to insist so is to erase all intersex people who are not malfunctions. They are proof of human diversity at work, you know, biologically speaking.
No. I'm gonna erase you and I'll erase them. I mean, what do you expect? Amy Coney Barrett is now a Supreme Court Justice of the United States.
Another day, another morning. Doors inside my mind have opened. Countless thoughts rushing in, bursting. Another day of stepping into uncertainty. Hugged by weight and hugged by my closest friend that I've called grief. As I go and exist, I work mindlessly, fulfilling my responsibilities, but unknowingly fading into the void. The void that has grown mysteriously wider and bigger, transporting me into the world of absence, trapped inside the borders my mind has relentlessly created for me to temporarily live in. Or is it temporary? Is this permanent? Do I have to pay rent? 8 months of rain pouring in, raindrops that started as soothing but has now flooded the foundations I used to deem as my strength, submerging my fiery core that used to be ignited. But despite drowning, I'm striving to stay afloat. Floating and hoping to wake up, free from the heavy fetters, free from the confinement that has silenced my voice, free from my mind. But for now, I guess I'll just wait and wake up to another day.
I remember back in some month or another, I bought these glasses so it wouldn't look like I'm drinking for the reasons that I'm drinking for. Like it was a luxury and I didn't really need it. There's no one around to lie to but myself. Each day passes just like the last one. I've been trying to better myself, but I can't read for more than 3 minutes at a time. What happened? I used to love reading. Has Trisha responded to my DM yet? No. Oh look, she saw it. I don't know how I wound up with this. The gun my father killed himself with. He was anti-gun his whole life, right until the very end. He left me this massive empty house for about 3 more months. He never acted like anything was wrong, just acted like regular old dad. If only he had talked to me. I don't know what I'm gonna do when the bank kicks me out. I must have applied to 500 jobs in the past month alone. Not so much as a fucking phone interview.
Fuck! Worthless piece of shit! Fuck you!
Maybe Dad had the right idea. This way just seems a little bit more me. I can't even afford the ambulance fee.
I'm sorry, sir, but your family health insurance plan has expired. Hello, sir? 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 Sir?
People infected with the virus in Italy. All of Italy is going on lockdown.
Countries such as Italy and Iran are in the middle of the battle. Elsewhere, the impact of COVID-19 is just beginning.
Tuesday, the CDC said that it's spreading here is not a question of if, but when.
The NBA is now suspending the season because of coronavirus following tonight's game.
Congress's in-house doctor says to 150 million people in the United States could end up getting corona.
The difficulty is that if you do not try and suppress this virus, it can overwhelm your health system.
Hello, today we're talking about a new lipstick. Here we have leading brands and a new shade called Borders. As you can see, the leading brands are much too elongated and too variated for encasing in your purse. The Borders on the right is already set up for perfect compatibility, the perfect red for all your needs and purposes. Here we have it opened up to showcase its unique qualities of changing perception. Look how it opens swiftly and carefully. On the leading brand side, we see distasteful shades that just lay upon the page. With Borders, it's meant to clean and ultimately change who you are when applied. If you notice its creamy textures, it's meant to create a border which breaks the barrier from beauty and reality. It's perfect for all times. Outside looks great to keep all the tension on your lips and not the insecurities you have about your body. Borders lipstick not only changes lip color, but changes your beauty. You will never feel insignificant again. It will tame any body issue you seem to have. It changes perception and how others see you. From drab to dainty, Borders lipstick will break any barrier or border from imagination and real life. It transcends reality, which increases self-esteem that others may have put on you due to society's cruel standards. It will make you see you for what you always were, beautiful. And always, always remember, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder.
So there we have it. Those were the 6 movies that we wanted to show you today. Big claps all around. Big cheers. It would have been so nice to have had these on the big screen, but I'm sure these screens are as big as they can be right now. So I've seen some comments there in the chat, which is great to see. So people you guys seem to be enjoying them, which is awesome. Now, I love them. I think that these are great, but I think that we want to hear from Shannon to see how the judges felt about these films. So I'm going to unmute Shannon and, oh, I think you can unmute yourself, can you? Have I done this so you can unmute? Can you unmute, Shannon?
There we are.
Awesome. Okay, so I'll hand it over to you for the next few minutes, and Shannon's also going to announce the winners and tell you what the prizes are. So over to you.
Well, congratulations, everybody. This is great work that you put together so quickly and in this time frame and for this challenge. And it's fantastic to hear that so many of you are not filmmakers, and maybe this will spark some interest for you. Who knows where this will go? So it was amazing to see the different films and to have an opportunity to really study your Spark pages and to see what led to the creation of these short films. So John, do you want me to go in order at this point for the different prizes?
Yeah, go on. Yeah, why not?
Okay, great. So we do have a tie of sorts for 4th place. One, the border is very creeping on this character. How does this character reach out to other people, and how do they reject him? And in another case, how does someone draw their own borders by the things that they use to enhance themselves? And in another case, how are borders created by not understanding and not really respecting how someone presents themselves and who they truly are, and should be respected for who they truly are. So for 4th place, we have, in no particular order, although, Isolation, Sam Richardson; Borders Vintage Beauty Advertisement, Catalina Garrido; and, let me make sure I got it right, Gender Beyond the Borders of Binary. Is it Mia or Maya Wicks?
Mia.
Mia. Congratulations. So let's see. These fourth place winners win a $50 Amazon gift card. So I'm sure that John and Susan will talk about later on how you actually get your gift card. So, but congratulations, congratulations. Do we have these winners here? I see Sam. Congratulations, that's awesome. That's really awesome. That was very deep. That was very, very deep what you did. A really deep dive. Is Catalina here? No? No? And Mia? No. Okay. All right, on to third place. Now, here we're talking about the border of the inside and outside world, and how do you reconcile that? And for that, we go to Sharanya Kumar, is that correct? Yes. For, oh, how the world changed too fast. Congratulations. You get a $100 Amazon gift card. Congratulations. Okay, I'm making sure that I got my lists all ready to go here. In second place, let's talk about mixing poetry and the borders of walls and shadows and light and dark. And this is Another Day, Mark Valayo. Congratulations. You receive a $150 gift card from Amazon. Congratulations, that's awesome. And the winner of the $200 Amazon gift card is Nick Ibarra, who showed us that borders can include chickens and trying to communicate with a chicken. That is a massive border. Congratulations. Very, very proud of all of you. And then I hand it over to Susan, correct?
Yes, congratulations everyone. Those projects were really, really inventive and amazing and so heartening to watch. So thank you so much for participating. It's just really great to see your creativity.
Okay, so that leaves it back to me to say thank you, Susan, for those words, and thanks, Shannon, for presenting the prizes and giving us that really nice analysis. You know, that also comes from somebody who doesn't know these students, and that's awesome, really. You know, it's great feedback, and I think you can all really be proud of yourselves that you achieved what you did. You know, seeing all of those movies there together, they all came from you. Nobody really intervened in that. You know, there was no instructor like sort of telling you what you should do, what would work, what wouldn't. It truly came from yourselves, and the creativity was amazing. The different takes on the theme of borders, and all of them lots of executed in your own individual ways. So I think you can all really be proud of yourselves and what you've achieved. And you actually set the judges a really tough task. It was really hard to judge. And actually, if you look at lots of the conversations that appeared, the feedback that appeared, and the positioning and how that had to be jigged around, it was no easy task at all. So congrats, everyone. You're all winners. And let's keep this creativity flowing. Thanks, everybody, for joining us today. I'll be sharing a Spark document around that has details about the project and the showreel and the individual movie files themselves as well. So thanks for coming along on a Friday afternoon.